Do you know what a mafia is and how it operates? Or, more importantly, why do they even exist? Today, we'll dive into the deep and dark world of mafias. Hi, welcome to the Wealth Lab and thanks for checking in. Let's get started. First of all, what is a mafia? Well, basically, it's an organized crime syndicate. Their primary activities are arbitrating disputes between criminals, protection racketeering, brokering or enforcing illegal transactions, and agreements. But they may also engage in gambling, drug trafficking, loan sharking, fraud, and prostitution. The word mafia is an umbrella term used for all kinds of organized crime groups. It's derived from the world's original mafia, called the Sicilian Mafia. Believe it or not, but initially, the term mafia was only associated with the Sicilian Mafia. The mafias originated in Sicily during the late Middle Ages, possibly as a secret organization. Back then, the mafia was dedicated to overthrowing different foreign conquerors of the islands, such as the Spaniards, Normans, or the Saccharins. Enjoying the video? Remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks! During the 18th and 19th centuries, these privately run armies became so powerful that they became the sole law on many localities. They would extort money from landowners and protect their crops in return. The mafia even outlasted Sicily's successive foreign regimes because the government tolerated their peculiar system of private justice. By the 1900s, most of the mafia families based in the villages of western Sicily collaborated to form a loose confederation. They controlled most of the economic activities within their respective localities. In the 20th century, many Sicilian and Italian mafias migrated to other parts of the world, South America and the USA in particular, to reproduce their European-inspired criminal patterns. By the early 1930s, the USA's organized Italian gang members had gained control of most of the illegal activities from rival Irish and Jewish gangs. From the 1930s onwards, the mafias got involved in crimes like extortion, illegal gambling, prostitution, and smuggling illegal goods. Sure, they can make money from muggings and burglaries, but they try to work on a grander scale to ensure maximum profit. So, it goes without saying that Sicily is where it originated. However, today, mafias are expanded to many different regions. We have the Japanese Mafia, the Russian Mafia, and the infamous D Company in India. You must have heard about the Five Families, which mainly operated in New York City during the 1930s. It was a merger of the Italian and American mafias performed by Salvatore Maranzano. Basically, there's a mafia in almost every country, and this means mafias still exist even today. However, we have started paying a lot less attention to them, unlike when the mafias were at their peak during the 19th and 20th centuries. Today, we have other newsmakers such as hackers, pedophiles, and terrorists. You see, the nature and scope of the crime have significantly evolved. But this doesn't mean mafias or mob bosses have ceased to exist, as they're called in layman's terms. Their operations are somewhat limited now that the law enforcement agencies are much more equipped with tools and tactics to track and hunt them down. Even though the term mafia got associated with the criminal gangs by the press and the public, they have their own terms as well, such as the Sicilian Mafia and the subsequent Italian-American group of Five Families use the term Cosa Nostra to refer to their gang. On the other hand, the Japanese Mafia call themselves the Yakuza, and Russian Mafias refer to their groups as Bratva. Now let's come to the other aspect of our understanding. Mafia. What do they do? In simple words, mafias originated to control the masses, exploit the public, and gain a stronghold in local politics and city governance. That's why the mafia leaders, or dons, were referred to as mob bosses, because they had to control the people around them, instill fear within them, and then benefit from this fear. Mafias could control everything from street corner drug smuggling to the political personalities. Movies like The Godfather glorified mafias to a great extent, but in reality, mafia gangs were hounded by the cops and their enemies and mobsters all at once. That's why most mafia dons lived briefly, as one of their many enemies, would eventually hunt them down. Another aspect is that when multiple mafias are operating in the same jurisdiction, each gang tries to supersede the other, and killing off the gang leader was deemed the ideal way to strengthen their stronghold in the area. Enjoying the video? Remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks! At its core, mafias are about just one thing: making money. It is the foundation of their origin, to be honest. Over time, mafias developed secret rituals, complex rules, and highly tangled webs of family loyalty. Sometimes, a mafia may be unrelated to a crime, but still be called a mafia because of the power they exercise over the masses. At times, these families fight each other in bloody gang wars to dethrone the existing leader or the decision maker and occupy that position. At other times, the mafias exist in a cooperative manner for fulfilling a shared interest of making more money. Some members even serve on a commission basis and are allowed to make decisions that affect the entire clan. Most of the time though, the families interconnected in the mafia web agree to stay out of each other's way and operate within their allotted jurisdiction. Mafias aren't political or religious affiliations, as is commonly perceived. The families come together purely for the sake of making money through numerous illegal ways. But given their Italian roots, a majority of the mafiosos are Catholic. But let's not forget that every mafia has an oath-taking ritual. When a mobster becomes a member of a mafia family, referred to as a made man by the gang, they have to take the oath that the mafia will come before God and is superior even to their birth family. So we can say that loyalty runs in the blood of these made men. It is the single most important rule that they need to follow. If they fail to remain loyal, their leader will give them a death sentence without thinking twice. Such are the brutal laws of mafias. Every mafia group is made up of several gangs. These gangs are called families, and there's a hierarchy. Higher ranking members are the primary and sometimes sole decision makers. Their decisions are then trickled down to the other associated members of the gang. The number of families can be fewer than 10, but it can also go up to 100. There's no real specific condition. Rather, they say the more, the better, because they can exert a better control and claim a wider area when there are more families involved. When a new gang or family wants to join a mafia, they have to be approved by other families' heads. In some cases, a group can splinter from a family and consolidate its own power. This way, it gets recognized as a new family over time. When it comes to business dealings, each family has its own separate dealings. However, these dealings can intermingle to a great extent depending on the family's proximity to one another and also their venture's commonality. In mafiadom, each family's leader is called the Don, or the boss. The Don makes almost all major decisions, and the family's money is also flown up to him. The Don's authority comes in handy when resolving disputes and keeping all the members in line and, more importantly, under control. In the hierarchy, the Don occupies the top spot, and below them is the underboss, who is second in command. The amount of power the underboss wields varies a lot. They may sometimes resolve disputes when the boss isn't available, or some of them are groomed to take the boss's place when he's old or fears for imprisonment. Then beneath the underboss is the capos. Their numbers also vary depending on the family's overall size. Think of a capo like the lieutenant. Their job is to lead a particular section of the family. Next in the mafia hierarchy are the soldiers. They have to perform all the dirty work. The soldier occupies the lowest rank in the family, and also amongst the made men, but they are still part of the greater mafia clan. The difference is that they can hold little power and earn comparatively less money than the others do. The number of soldiers working under a capo also seems to vary. Enjoying the video? Remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks! There are associates in a mafia as well, which are almost equivalent to soldiers in their position in the mafia hierarchy. However, they aren't actual members of the mafia. Still, they work as loyally and robustly as soldiers and capos. The difference is that they can work on different criminal enterprises and not be associated with just one. Their main job is to work with the mob. The mob includes criminals such as burglars or drug dealers. It also includes those that aren't criminal but extend their support to the Mafia, such as police officers, lawyers, and politicians. So, what are your thoughts on the relevance of mafias in this day and age? Please share your comments on this video, and do support us by subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to turn on notifications by pressing the bell icon, and giving this video a big ol' thumbs up. Thanks!